I remember the day I first told my family I was dedicating my life to soil microbiology, chasing what they called a foolish dream. Their laughter echoed in my ears, bold, mocking, dismissive, as if I had announced I planned to walk on the moon instead of trying to heal the earth beneath our feet. They told me I was wasting my time, that I was an embarrassment, that I'd never make a real difference, just a dreamer lost in pseudoscience. That moment, I felt the weight of their contempt settle deep inside me, but I also felt something else, a flicker of resolve, a stubborn ember refusing to die. From that day, I made a choice, an unwavering decision to abandon their doubts and pursue my passion. I immersed myself in the unseen world beneath the soil, working tirelessly in solitude, often alone against a tide of skepticism. The journey was brutal. Every failed experiment, every dismissive glance from traditional farmers who mocked my methods felt like a personal attack. But I knew I was onto something real, something revolutionary. I poured my heart into understanding the tiny microbiomes that could restore barren lands, lands they called hopeless, deserts that had been stripped of life for decades. And moments of despair when it seemed the world would never understand, yet I persisted. Slowly, the barren fields began to breathe again. What was once a cracked wasteland blossomed with greenery. Crops thrived where nothing had grown before. Streams that had long been dried up flowed anew. Each success was a quietly shouted victory, a testament to the power of resilience and faith in what many deemed pseudoscience. News of my work spread. Features in global journals, invitations to speak at conferences, partnerships with governments eager to restore their soils. My methods, once scorned, became the new standard for regenerative agriculture. I watched as lands once thought dead burst back into life, ecosystems reborn from the ground up. In that moment, I understood what my journey had been about, proving that even in the face of relentless doubt, persistence can turn the impossible into the inevitable. Finally, I returned home, my heart pounding with a mixture of anticipation and quiet triumph. I wanted my family to see what their skepticism had newly destroyed. I parked in front of the house, the familiar yard now surrounded by fields of lush, thriving crops. As I stepped out, I saw their faces, eyes wide, mouths agape, watching the landscape that I had transformed with my own hands. The same family that once scoffed at my dreams now stared at the living proof of my perseverance, of my unwavering belief. My father, who had once called me delusional, looked at the verdant fields, then at me, a mixture of awe and regret crossing his face. My mother's eyes welled with tears, her voice trembling as she said, "We never believed it could be you." The room fell silent, and in that silence, I felt a profound shift, not just in their perception of me, but in my own understanding of worth. I had been dismissed as a fringe scientist, mocked for my ideas, but I had become the living proof that hope, resilience, and faith in the unseen could change the world. Standing there, I realized something vital. The greatest failures are often merely the soil for the most extraordinary growth. My journey taught me that the true measure of success isn't how others define you, but how you persevere despite their doubts. I had transformed barren ground into thriving ecosystems. Yes, but I had also transformed myself. From that hardened rejection, I had cultivated a resilience that no skepticism could ever erode. In that moment of confrontation and revelation, I knew I had won more than just the battle for soil. I had reclaimed my dignity, my purpose, and my truth. The family's shame turned into awe, an undeniable testament to the power of unwavering belief. And I understood that sometimes the biggest victories come not from conquering the world alone, but from proving to those who doubted you that your dreams are worth fighting for. This was my triumph, not just over the skepticism, but over the limitations they once tried to place on me. And I knew with absolute certainty that this was only the beginning of a new chapter, for them, for the earth, and for all the life waiting to be reborn beneath our feet.